All right, guys, what's up? Let's talk Thursday night football. Vikings and Eagles, week 2 beginning. Let's go to prize picks. But first, we got to give an overview of the game. What are we looking at here? Vikings are a 7-point underdog to the Eagles, 49-point total in the game. Straight up, Eagles are minus 325. So we'll head on over to our DFS Army prize pick Proptimizer. Got my prize pick odds, my consensus sportsbook odds. Just going to roll through here. I'm going to give you my top play for both the Vikings and the Eagles. There'll be more plays in our Discord, so make sure you go and check that out. Got links all below in the description. Start off here with Jordan Addison. So kind of strange here. Prize pick lines is 42. The sportsbook has it around 40. Our projections right at this 42 number. I don't like messing with rookies this early in the season. Our projection is again right on the number. I'm going to go ahead and pass here on the top play on our board right now. I am going to go and look at TJ Hawkinson, 45.5 on the prize pick line. Consensus odds here 47.5. The line is all the way up at 50.5 on PointsBet. Caesars is at 48.5. DraftKings 48.5. Like, you're getting a couple yards bonus here to the good. There's a positive EV bet on TJ Hawkinson and his 45.5 receiving yard line on PrizePicks. Speaking of PrizePicks, I did this yesterday. It's the one app or one tab for whatever reason I did not have preloaded, but I got it now. I'm going to drag it over for you guys. I'll go ahead and we'll pull up TJ Hawkinson, 45.5. Last 5, again, it's a little bit deceiving here because there's only one game from this season. He had 35 yards against Tampa Bay. Go ahead and pull up the box score from that game. I have the box score here. Or at least his line. He had 8 receptions, though, in this game. So only 35 yards, but they targeted him a ton against the Bucks. So getting looks in this offense. If you go into last year, I know we just saw a little bit of it in the in prize picks. But again, the line we're looking at here is 45.5. How many times last year did he go over 45.5? I got 1, 2, couple hooks, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 6 times, and he's right in this kind of wheelhouse. Interesting. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more than this. Popped off against the Seahawks early in the season. Against the Eagles last year in week 1, 4 receptions for 38 yards, would have been just under. But again, in this offense, as more and more attention goes to Justin Jefferson, just it opens up targets and yards for everybody else, especially in a game that I think is going to have a bunch of points, have a bunch of yards. Although the primetime games and the unders were when the money moved last week. You can see PrizePicks also has at 5 receptions for Hawkinson. He's averaged 9 yards a catch here. Nothing insane. Again, I know he was just under it last week, but he's got a pretty good matchup here. And what bumps it over, even though the game log history might not be the best, is that this is the box score from Eagles Patriots week 1. And the Eagles gave up plenty of yards, receiving yards, to opposing tight ends. Hunter Henry was 5 for 56. The Patriots have 2. They got Mike Gesicki 3 for 36. Again, TJ Hawkinson, I don't think is going to be competing with the tight end 2 for targets and yards. So 45.5 against this defense, how they looked last week, what I think the game script is going to be, and the odds just on from the other sports books. Again, PointsBet's got it up at 50.5. I think there is value on TJ Hawkinson more than 45.5 receiving yards on PrizePicks. So that'll be play number 1. Go back to the Proptimizer. Again, I'm going to give you my top Vikings play, my top Eagles play. And as you can see, updated in real time as odds and projections are updated. TJ Hawkinson actually just went to the top of the list over Jordan Addison. Interesting that just happened there. As you can see, the tool's updated in real time. We have it live for NCAA football, NBA's coming, NHL, all the good stuff. Make sure you click that link in the description. Join DFS Army. Get in the Discord. We got picks and plays for all sports. Your code Sniper20 gets you in for under $30 a month, guys. Go and check it out. You can make that up back in one slip, no problem. So using the rest of the prop optimizer here, I got Dallas Goedert, 4 receptions on PrizePicks. We got him projected a little bit under, and pretty much right on, and Sportsbook actually has it slightly over the number. So the way I like to use it is I want to use Vegas against PrizePicks, but then add in our projections as kind of that third layer. So Sportsbook projecting over, where we are projecting under, I'll go ahead and pass. Jalen Hurts was interesting. Minnesota gives up a ton of yards to receivers. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but not a ton of touchdowns last year. They could get into a running game script, only minus 133 odds here. This was a decent play. This one I like a little more, but I think Jalen Hurts more than 1.5 passing touchdowns is okay. Dallas Goedert, more than 43.5 yards. Again, the odds say this is a good play. I dug into a little bit though. Goddard, no receptions last week. Really wasn't targeted heavily. I could not pull the trigger on this play for those reasons. Another Hawkinson prop, couldn't go there. I don't mess with kickers and kicking points. A little bit of value here on the odds, but personally, I stay away from kickers. Too volatile for me. Justin Jefferson, less than 94.5 yards. Odds said this was a decent play, and I may pull the trigger on it a little bit later in the week. The problem is you're getting 2 yards here on the 94. Got him projected at 84. You know what? Decent play. The problem is this video diving into a top Vikings play, top Eagles play, but I think Justin Jefferson also a decent play. So got some bonus for you guys. AJ Brown, less than 5.5 receptions. Toyed with this one a little bit. The problem is I don't trust this Vikings secondary to stop anybody. So, and I wasn't getting, at least in some places, I was getting a little bit of Vegas bump with the yards. I chose to pass for that reason. And then you get into AJ Brown, more than 73.5 receiving yards. Got him projected slightly over here. It was one spot I like a little more, though. Again, I think this is fine. I want to target the Eagles receivers over. Same thing with the Jalen Hurts passing yards. Again, not a play I disliked. Just one that I know I'm going down the sheet a little bit, but for me, it's all about Devonta Smith. We're almost there, guys. Justin Jefferson projected under the Vegas line. No thanks. Same thing, Alexander Madison. Projection does not line up with what Vegas says. Madison projection right under, and I finally get to the guy I'm looking at, Devonta Smith. Before I dive all the way into this, guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and if you got to play for Thursday Night Football you like, drop that in the comments, share with the group. All about sharing. Members posting additional plays in our Discord aside from the official plays. Been going well over there, so make sure you come check that out. Devonta Smith got 63.5 yards here on PrizePicks. That line is the same across the sports books from minus 115, minus 131 at Caesars. So I don't dislike this as a sports book play too. It's just for me, I really like Devonta Smith in this matchup. So there are some better number spots along the way, but if I get into Devonta Smith and 63.5 yards, and that's why I like the AJ Brown prop too. This is from the 2022 season. So this is last season. The Vikings gave up the most yards to wide receivers in the league. That is bananas. And really, these top 3 teams were real bad, but they were worse than the Lions. They gave up tons of receiving yards. Week 1 for the Vikings is a little bit deceiving because they had Tampa Bay and the Bucks and Baker Mayfield, a team, a passing game as you expect, to go from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. It's going to be kind of a mess. think they're going to be able to throw the ball all over the place. I go into Devonta Smith. You get his logs. I know 7 receptions, 47 yards against the Pats. Didn't quite get there, but again, he's getting targets. You go into his log for 2022, and his log is quite heavy over the, let me get the exact number one more time, 63 and a half. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm not sure if he even played this game, but no targets. Let's say he played it. He still would be 10 and 6 on the over, and a lot of those come in the second half of the year. Uh, so more recent for whatever that's worth. And in the postseason, basically a hook. So 1 and 2, but basically a hook here. And this game got out of control, 38-7. Same thing with a 31-7 game. So again, it just comes down to, I think that the Eagles are going to be able to throw all over the Vikings. I got more of a discrepancy here in our projections versus the AJ Brown line. I do have a yard bonus here in terms of the sportsbook odds. I just like the Devonta Smith matchup a little bit more. They're both fine plays. I went for Devonta Smith personally, so let's go ahead. I'll put that into my prize pick slip here. And those, for me, are my favorite Vikings and Eagles plays for Thursday Night Football. It's TJ Hawkinson, more than 45.5 receiving yards. Devonta Smith, more than 63.5 receiving yards. We'll lock in our play, see if we can cash for Thursday Night Football. Hopefully these unders stop hitting because we're on a couple mores for the receiving yards. We need some offense here on Thursday. One more time, guys, smash that like button for me. Hopefully you are in the DFS Army Discord, and I will talk to you there. This is your daily reminder that whether or not you are a DFS Army member, you probably should be. But either way, good luck on those contests, and I will see you next time.